the most important lesson in this training. These are some words of advice to better prepare you for this course to make sure you get the most value out of them. When I bring on new apprentices, I sit them down with me on the first day to discover what you're about to learn about. The people that grasp this the best are the ones that go on to become great SEO, so listen closely to what you're about to learn. Whenever we take on a new apprentice at LeadSpring, on the first day of the job, I sit down with them and I tell them, whenever you have any kind of question related to SEO, you're going to ask yourself two things. You're first going to ask yourself, question number one. So whenever you have any SEO task ahead of you, whenever you're doubting yourself on whether or not you should do something, the first question you ask yourself is what I'm about to do something that only an SEO would do? If the answer to that is yes, you simply don't do it. And if we think about things, at the end of the day, Google isn't too fond of our profession as SEOs in the first place. If people can rank websites organically and naturally, then they don't need to pay for PPC. So there's a whole set of algorithms and filters that are used to weed out straight up SEO techniques. So this will help you answer questions you have for yourself, like which kind of backlinks should I send to my site? Should I go out and get a Fiverr gig of 200 forum profile links? Is that something that only an SEO would do? Absolutely. They read about it on some forum or some Facebook group. So this is something you want to avoid. The second question you're going to ask yourself is what I'm about to do look natural? If the answer to that is no, you simply don't do it. If the answer to that is yes, along with the first question being a no, then you can go ahead and do this thing. So this will help you answer questions about backlinks, for example. Will it look natural if I send my brand new website 50 PBN links in 1 week? Absolutely not. You might get away with it now, but it's always going to catch up to you. So again, ask yourself these questions and you'll always be safe. Is what I'm about to do something only an SEO would do? If the answer is yes, you don't do it. Is what I'm about to do look natural? If the answer is yes, go ahead. You're fine. The second concept is the golden ratio. Now, if we think about things, what is the number one ranking factor in Google? That is backlinks. Backlinks is the reason that Google is Google. Google got ahead of all the other search engines because they relied on backlinks, and it's a very good indicator on whether or not a website is popular, trustworthy, or relevant to something else. But if we think about things, backlinks are actually extremely rare in the real world. Let's say someone in your city, a friend of yours, decides to open a coffee shop. So he talks to you because he knows you're involved in marketing online. You convince the guy to make a website. This is how people promote in this day and age. You need to get the word out by having a website. So your friend makes a website. Great. How often do you think your friend would link out to other websites during the course of a year? If he even knows his WordPress password, maybe he'll do it once or twice. So think about it like this. Backlinks are the fundamental part of Google's algorithm, at least in terms of offsite SEO, but they're actually extremely rare in the real world. But your same buddy that has this coffee shop, how often do you think he would share something on Facebook? Maybe his coffee shop has a Facebook page and he's talking daily about the new promotions, the pumpkin spice latte special, the new band that's playing there on the weekends that's used to attract customers. So he might be talking on Facebook every day. So this is the role that social signals play. Social signals are used to justify the occurrence of links. If you think about it, any site that's getting 10 backlinks a week very well better be talked about a lot on social. It just makes sense. But what is used to justify social signals itself? The answer to that is traffic. Now this concept is actually very simple if you think about it this way. Backlinks. You would never link to a website that you didn't at least visit yourself once, right? You would never link to something that you didn't check out at least once. So there's always going to be more traffic than backlinks. How about social signals? Would you ever share a funny cat video on your Facebook feed unless you watched that funny cat video at least once, maybe more than that? So there's always going to be more traffic than social signals. So if we had to think about things here, this is kind of like the engine for getting our rankings, the backlinks, the social signals, and the traffic. Think about the traffic as your gasoline. Backlinks are still the foundation to getting ranking going, but social signals justify the backlinks and traffic justifies all of it. Keep this in your mind with a lot of the videos going forward. All of the techniques that we're going to teach you are based on this ideal.